say, show us, I'm of the belief, show me who you really are. Like, I don't need any more friends. I don't need you to be nice to me. I don't care. I'd rather have you be like, I hate you than
Mhm.
pretend. Who wants to be like a fake friend?
I agree with all of that. Okay, so I think it's all authentic. Will the I don't know. I think the 2.0, if it's good, it's good. Will with the original, I don't know. I mean, look, we had Jersey Shore off the air forever, and then they brought it back, Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Like, I think, and then we brought the Hills back, New Beginnings, and that didn't work. Like, I almost think time is not like going to heal all wounds, but is there enough there? I think the longer that goes on without it, it's almost like maybe we could bring it back. There'll be new will be jonesing for it. I agree with you. I know they did the montage at the end, but I feel there's enough unfinished stuff there. The ratings were so good compared to, to
Oh,
your
God.
point. Listen, I'm speechless about Dubai coming back, but I guess, look, like I've always said, like the amount that this podcast produces in revenue versus my absolute
You went off. Where are you? Why don't I have any audio? What?
I'm
That's
so sorry. I hit
okay.
my
There we go.
microphone. Rookie, I'm using my hands. What I was saying is,
About Dubai. You're in shock. Go
well,
on.
like the the amount that I make here, whatever, X, like I know what the bottom line is, like you say, as a business owner, that I won't show up here anymore. So I make X, but Y is my bottom. And so it's a big gap. So I'm good. So when it goes below that, so I think that's what's happening with ratings. I think if everything is in the 400s and 500s, when Dubai gets into 300s, it's like this is just the new norm. If I make X and then I start to make X minus, and I do that for a year or two, that's the new norm. And it's still way above the threshold of what it takes to get me out of bed. Now, when we hit Y and we go below, I'm out. We're like I'm literally, like I said, I'm not joking. I will die at this microphone. I don't even know if that could happen. We're doing well here. Everyone could cancel me. So I don't know. Let's not get too cocky. But I don't know,
What?
right?
You're
Because
right.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Dubai is back. Speechless. It to me it's soft. It supports your point.
Dubai tourism, honey, is funding it. And the tax breaks are so high, so high because they want Americans to come to Dubai that it's so cheap to produce. And I mean, they have to fill content. They've got to fill, they have hours and hours and hours on Peacock, on Bravo. They have hours. And it's filler. Sorry. I know some of our fans,
No.
our listeners are very good. They think the show was great. I mean, I'm all ears. Please pitch me on why you think that Dubai is worthy. It makes no sense except for I love your analogy of there's a threshold. And I just think the tax breaks and the money they're getting back is so high that it's worth still filming. That's why they're not filming like Dallas anymore, but they're going to continue. You're telling me Dubai is better than Dallas was?
No. And I mean, back in the day, Dallas had the ratings. I mean, look, New York is inching up. New York is like in
It
the,
is?
well, it's like 375, 358
Ugh.
lately. So it's more than Dubai. Apparently we have a huge hit with Potomac at like, 495, 510. Salt Lake is right there with Potomac. It's the what is going to be interesting to me is this Beverly Hills. Then we'll talk about me meeting Rinna, seeing her again. This Beverly Hills, when that returns, I want to know what the overnights are. Again, everyone's always like the ratings are higher. No, they're not. If you compare overnight to overnight, you're comparing apples to apples. I don't need to know what it eventually is in playback. We're comparing. I want to know what the Beverly Hills overnight ratings are compared to these 3 and 4 and 500s. Jersey was like sevens, and Jersey was good. So I want to see what Beverly Hills was. That was highly rated last season.
Okay, let's talk about Rena because I'm very jealous. Okay, you got to spend like an hour with Rena and Harry. Tell us everything, what they smelled like, what their nails looked like. leave out no detail.
Well, let me just say that I also saw Denise Richards the day before.
Oh yeah, her. Okay.
Her, yeah, who cares? Um, Look, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I am gonna have to come out of the closet when I have Catherine Edwards back. People always think I'm in these feuds when I don't have people on the show all the time. I speak to Miss Catherine Edwards, Alison Dubois. These are my friends. Catherine, I'm gonna have to come out to her and tell her that since she's been here last, I've done a lot of soul searching, and Rinna really is my favorite housewife ever. I've said it before I saw her, so it's authentic. That Melrose Place. I went up to her and I was like, listen, let's face it, other than Beverly Hills, these housewives know who I am and they know who you are. Beverly Hills, like a couple like Denise, Rinna, you're always wondering, right? Like Erica knows who we are, but you always want, like Kathy Hilton knows who we are. So I have no reason to think, right? I mean, Kathy Hilton knew who we were, girl. So
Actually shocking, yes.
shocking. So, these are the ones that matter. Like, who cares about the freaking Miami girls? Like, I mean, although I love Adriana, and I'm interested to see what Alexia does next season. But, I just didn't know. But so I went up to Rin. At first, I was like, just let's not tell her who we are. Let's have like a different kind of conversation. So it just came out right away. I said, I have a really big Bravo podcast. And then she's like, oh my God, I totally know. So she knew I had Greg McBride on, who is the writer on. She's like, oh, I know exactly who you are. You had Greg McBride on, who was the writer of Mommy Meanest. I did. And I said, and she's like, thank you. Just thank you for all that you say about me. Cause I mean, I've been to say good things about Lisa Rinna.
We're obsessed with Rena. Yes,
Obsessed.
yes.
And I said, listen, let me tell you something. I've been saying lately that you are the best housewife of all time. I said, do you have a minute, Lisa? Harry, it's great to see you too. We'll get to your thoughts in a minute. You have a minute, Lisa? I said just like this. I said, let me tell you something. I said, people don't get it. I said, you show up and do every job, you hustle. And I mean that in the best of the world. You take this job, Days of Our Lives, Melrose, you show up, you do the job, you give 100%. And when it's over, it's over. And I'm like, you showed up and did the exact job that you were hired for 8 years. And you did it really well. So I just don't think people get it. Like you did the job. I think you're the best housewife ever. I'm not kissing your ass. I speak to her just like this. I said, I say this on the air all the time. And she's like, thank you. And she's like, I did. She's like, people didn't get it. But I agree with everything you're saying. And she's like, and let me tell you something. And I'm like, Jesus, because like I didn't know if she was going to talk housewives. She's like, 8 years. That is, and most people, I said, yeah. She's like, most people don't last that long. I said, absolutely.